kick this off, and we're going to start with Rosie. She's got to run, but she is the person that is making the Mountain Valley School Garden Program happen, and that is who all the money that we are raising today is going to. So Rosie, come up here and tell us about your program. You got 2 minutes, and maybe longer if nobody else shows up.
Hello, my name is Rosie. I moved here about a year ago, and when I moved here, I noticed that the geodome and the community garden weren't being used, and it was mostly just luck, I feel, that I got to walk into that space and be the one to choose to reclaim it. So I spent probably like 300 hours plus working on that project last year, mostly alone, and I reclaimed the garden. I planted it all myself, and everything that I grew there I donated for free to people in town. There's a lot of need for fresh produce, for free fresh produce. So that was my initiative last year, but this year I'm working to expand that by including community members in the community garden who have their own beds. We're going to do programs like cooking demonstrations, and we're working with the seniors this year, and hopefully more people in town will join in. And the Geodome is going to be an initiative working with the students in the school. So we're going to bring speakers in and do seed starting initiatives, and then we'll continue to work with the Boys and Girls Club throughout the summer, and they'll work with us on harvesting and enjoying the fruitful garden that it is. So, yeah. Oh.
What do you need money for?
I need money for, we have a lot of things that last year I just kind of walked in and there was I just picked up where people left off 3 years ago. So we had irrigation and we had lots of things already, but I would really need compost and topsoil if anybody has donations for that. I got a lot of seeds today, so I feel pretty good on that. I need gardening gloves for children. I'm looking for a large pack of gardening gloves. Honestly, I can't think of much else that we need. Wash bins and harvest tubs. We don't really have anything like that. And a lot of stuff is broken because it's all 3 years old. So, I think, I would need volunteers every now and then. I'm gonna, hopefully, I'm trying to get an email through the school for the community garden, and that way I can more easily be in touch with people and coordinate events. Like last year we had a couple volunteer days, and those went really well, and yeah, it's been a really exciting project. I've been received really well by the community, and I just feel grateful to be able to do this.
All right. Cool. Do you want anybody to be able to get a hold of them? And you can say no.
Sure. I don't know. Anyone can get a hold of me if they want. I don't know how. I can get my email or my phone. Yeah.
Maybe write it on a sticky note.
Okay.
Put it on the poster.
Great idea. Yeah.
Where's the dome?
The dome is at Mountain Valley School. It's right outside. If you're ever going into Saguache and you're driving down 4th Street, you look straight down and it's right there. Last year was really successful. I grew red beans and black beans and all sorts of lettuces and mustard greens and broccoli, and students harvested carrots and lettuce and peas, and we planted garlic, and the kids were eating the garlic, and we dug potatoes, and it was really amazing to see the enthusiasm from the students and the children who clearly want this to be available. So I'm really it's mutually beneficial. I get to be part of it, and they get to enjoy what comes of it. So, yeah.
Way to go!
Thanks.
Thank you. Yeah, there's some sticky notes and pen. Maybe not a pen. There is. Okay, cool. Yeah, put your email or phone or whatever.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Okay, and next I want, I'm going to open it up to everybody in a minute, but first I want the Local Foods Coalition crew to all come up here because the LFC really supported this project this year, and I just want everybody to give a little update. So come on, Seth and Al and Lois. So the Local Foods Coalition has a lot of programs, and these are people from every program that we have going on, mostly. There's no Moki people. But anyway, Seth, why don't you give a little quick thing about the farm park?
Oh, gosh. So for those who don't know, the Rio Grande Farm Park is a 40-acre community park, right, kind of in the heart of Alamosa along both of the highways. I see a lot of familiar faces that I know have already been there before. So we have a bunch of different programs going on: volunteer programs, education programs, and farming programs. We welcome folks who can't access land or water very easily to grow with us and to either keep that food or to sell it to the community. So we have a farmers market that starts in July. And it goes every Wednesday evening through September. So if you want to come hang out, or if you want to be a vendor, let me know, come find me, we have a booth. And second, we have a high school apprenticeship program. So if you know any high schoolers or any teachers or anybody who's connected to schools near Alamosa, unfortunately transportation is kind of an issue, we would love to have some of those high schoolers on the farm. It's paid $10 an hour, and it's really geared toward folks, high schoolers that are interested in conservation, land stewardship, farming, being outdoors. So those are some of the things we have going on, but come see us outside if you have more questions. So.
Hi, y'all. I'm Al Stone with the Valley Roots Food Hub, and we are the local food distributor and aggregator here in the San Luis Valley. And basically how it works is you order by Monday 4 p.m. and then we get the freshest food to you by Thursday. And then we also sell to restaurants, grocery stores, institutional buyers, Joyful Journey, buying clubs, caterers, Crestone, Mercantile, Elephant Cloud are huge supporters. So yeah, if you're interested. And then we also have our summer Fresh Box program. Its pre-orders are open today. And then that program starts June 22nd through September 14th. And if you're more interested in like a curated box of produce where you don't have to go on and order yourself, that option is available to you too. We also accept SNAP and Double Up food bucks. You do have to come to our warehouse in Mosca. But yeah, we have that. And then our retail store is opening this summer as well. So.
Hi there, I'm Lois Harvey. I'm with SLV Cooking Matters. So I work in the education portion of our programming around nutrition and well-being. We work with individuals, families, mostly people that are on SNAP, but we go all over the San Luis Valley. So we work in all 6 counties. And as we gear up for summer, we'll be doing some more in-person programming around teaching people how to use the foods that they have, both local and whatever is available, putting them in nutritious meals, teaching people how to shop and budget and look for friendly options that may be healthier, especially as we are in this food desert. We're trying to help those that may not have access to a lot of nutritional food to have access to more nutritional food. So we like to use local products and then teach people how to use those products and feed their families. So if anyone needs any kind of nutrition, education, or cooking classes, you can reach out to me. We have a website, we have a Facebook, and we do a lot of things both in person and virtually depending on what our people are wanting and what's most convenient for them, because we know that traveling across the valley can be really difficult for people and gas can be very expensive, so we also offer virtual programming as well. So reach out to me, and you can find us on SLV Facebook, SLV Cooking Matters on Facebook, or on our website for the SLV Local Foods Coalition. Thanks.
Okay, and then I now work for the Local Foods Coalition. I'm Jay Sanders, and I was hired to do the San Luis Valley Community Food and Agricultural Assessment, which is this really big project across all 6 counties. We went to every county, held a community listening summit. Melinda and David were at every single one of them, helping us facilitate. And we asked the communities, what's working well in your sector? If it was farming, ranching, food pantries, whatever it was. What's not working well? What are the challenges you're facing? And what's your vision for a thriving future? And we got all this really juicy information from doing this. We also had 3 surveys out for producers, one for community members, and one for food businesses. So all of that data is being analyzed and aggregated right now. as soon as this event is over, I will start working on that report. We should publish it at the end of May, and that's going to give us this really amazing picture of what, people's challenges and assets are around the valley, around food and ag. Then we're going to take that report back to all the communities and develop a strategic plan based on what those communities say they want to see. So we've kind of got this information, now we're going to go back and say, what are the goals you want to put in this plan? And we have funding to work on this for the next 3 years. So that's what I'm up to. Thanks. And that's what the Local Foods Coalition is doing, all of this amazing work. So, we accept donations also. And that's the LFC's thing. It's slvlocalfoods.org. Yeah, I think that's the website. Anyhow, I have cards in the back. It's got the website on it. So that's us. So thanks a lot. So who's next? Melinda. So yeah, as soon as, one person sits down, the other person who wants to give an update, just come up here.
Well, thank you so much, Jay, and thank you, Joyful Journey and the Local Foods Coalition, and Succeed. Saguache County Sustainable Environmental and Economic Development, nonprofit group here since 1999 in Saguache County, trying to keep our quality of life and branch out and make things better for the folks here in the SLV and protect our water and our land and our wildlife. And to do that, every year we host a Wild and Scenic Film Festival, which, and this is exciting news, will be held at the Frontier Drive-In Theater just south of Center on August 12th, a new moon, and we're going to have this new moon celebration like a country fair, and there'll be booths and all of this, and then we'll have some folks like the entertainment on the stage and stuff, and then people standing up and talking about their organization. It's a place we're going to bring in all of the community, like the water and land conservation people, the trails people, all of this, the ag people. I want to do a whole ag hour, and when we have a presentation of the information from the ag and food summits, and all of that kind of stuff. So we're going to do this during the day, and then we will be showing the Wild and Scenic Film Festival after dark. Now, that is a new moon, and there is the Dark Skies celebration will be happening at the Great Sand Dunes that night. But the beauty of it is you can come to the fair during the day, buy your online virtual ticket to see the film festival that night, and you have 10 days to watch those movies over and over again. So you can also go to the sand dunes. So there may not be a conflict there at all, and we'll all just promote each other because we've got to promote this great valley. And the reason that we've chosen that date, because that was the availability of the drive-in, and the owners, Lucas Falcone, the family that owns the Frontier, are giving us the space. They are donating it. They are so excited about this conference. We want to be a part of it. And so we'll be reaching out and getting a lot of partners. I've already got Danny from the SLV Go, and we'll get a little steering committee, and we'll work on building this festival through the summer and have a great presentation and let folks know who's doing good community works and what is really working in the San Luis Valley. And all of the movies will also be about communities that come together and make a difference. So we want all of your support on that. And, tell your family, anybody, anywhere can buy a ticket for this film festival. And that's a fundraiser for Succeed. And that's where we'll make our money, is on the online. Some of our community partners that Succeed, the San Luis Valley Energy, or Seed Exchange, the Crestone Energy Fair, the Crestone Community Gardens and Greenhouse, the Saguache Seniors. Okay, help me, guys. Thank you, Noah, the Crestone Artists. So yeah, we're sort of the 501c3 fiscal sponsor of these little community groups that are too small to, get that designation and get that tax write-off, and then we do all the fiscal stuff and tax reporting. So that's our goal. Plus, we are a partner. We help when we support, and we do these things, and we'll just keep building Saguache County and the Valley. Thank you.
So my name is Nick Navarez. I'm going to be wearing two hats today, among many. I am first here for the Crestone Energy Fair, which is September 16th and 17th. It is in the program. We are still saying location TBD because we need to get final approval from the town of Crestone, but hopefully that will be forthcoming. The Crestone Energy Fair, if you do not know, is in its now 34th year as one of the premier events in the country focused on sustainability, avant-garde building practices, and renewable energy creation. This year, because of the impending building codes, this knowledge is more important than ever to really become educated and understand how this can be still used in a scenario where we have building codes. So that's my Energy Fair hat. Now I put on my other hat. I am also the owner of a company called Mountainside Realty, also based out of Crestone. I am
Sponsor of this event.
yes, and a sponsor of this event. I am up here, though, asking for nonprofits to contact me because I am beginning a scholarship at the charter school based in community service. And it will require students beginning in their spring of their junior year to do 200 hours of community service between then and the end of their senior year. And if they do, they receive $2,500 as long as they're going to a continuing education program, and that can be trade school as well. And if they do another 200 hours the following year, up to 4 years, as long as they're in continuing education, they will receive $2,500. So that's a real fun incentive. And the town of Crestone has also approved a permanent community stage for the town based on the one that I helped build for the 4th of July and the Crestone Energy Fair. The only caveat is I had to find the funding for it. So we're almost there, though, I hope. Anyways, I just want to say a big shout out, though, to Succeed for being our fiscal sponsor. We really appreciate you. Liza Marin, thank you for your service. And thank you all for everything. Jay, yeah, thank you, guys.
My name is Jan Jensen, world traveler. I came up here in '93 for the first time and kind of fell in love with the area, and there's a whole story about the Pink Pyramid that I had hand in nixing. So I bought some land in Moffett, and I want to turn it into a teaching center. And everything that you all are talking about, and I want to build a hempcrete structure that it's at least 2 stories tall with an intentional community that develops as we teach classes on how to build these different kind of structures. And we have facilities for doing videos on everything. I publish a magazine called Wealthy Choices. I've been teaching about organic gardening and farming and nutrition and environmental issues since 1968 and publishing about it. And I published a magazine about that in North Carolina that was a 100-page printed magazine. So I know how to do it. And I know how to do PR, and I want to help this community grow and be sustainable. And I also am bringing with me a flash freeze dryer, 2 dehydrators, and a compost maker. And that's the start. And I don't know how this is going to happen, but this has been my dream since 1982. And it's using big waffle stompers, and it wants out. And I'm too old to say no anymore, and I'm going for it.
Hi there, I'm PJ Bergen, the founder of SOIL, Sangre de Cristo. SOIL is an acronym for Slow Opportunities for Investing Locally. We count on community members to support a loan fund for our local farmers and ranchers, and we give no interest loans. When you were talking about the survey and some of the challenges for some of our small food producers have, one of them certainly that we have seen is finding the type of financing they need, even if it's for, well, I don't know, $500, someone was saying they needed some money for compost and seeds, or $5,000 to help implement a better irrigation system or a new hoop house. Many times there's just different items that they could, if they could purchase with some funds, get them just one step higher in their production and where they want to see their farming business. And that's why we exist. And it is community members who support the loan fund. We work with each of the loan awardees for their own payment programs to work with them with kind of cash flow they have, how they want to pay it back. And the loans can be anywhere from $2,000 all the way up to $10,000. Although we've been gaining so much support from community members, we have even more money now to loan out with larger loans. Our next round of loans opens December 1st. So throughout the year, we're building the loan fund and then awarding the loans. So again, it's soilsangrecristo.org. In June 7th, we're having a fundraiser, Farm to Table Dinner. All of the local food, or all the food is local from this area, also from a little bit of north of BV and also Westcliff. But the intention is not only to raise more funds for the loan fund, but also to show people in the community that we have plenty of ways we can grow our own local food here and what can be done in putting together a meal, which goes along with what the SLV Food Hub was saying. So there's a lot of education that we're doing, helping people realize regenerative farming practices is really the way to go. Those are the sort of people that we like to support. And then, of course, raising the bar in how much of our local food chain we can keep and make it more diverse. And we have a booth here. Yeah, we have a table there. And we have handouts for the Farm to Table Dinner that we're happy to give you. And then we also have handouts for how you can become a member. Farmer members join for $25. We want them to be part of this program. And we publish a monthly newsletter and are quite active in all our communities. So I appreciate you spreading the word to our farmers. And we also have a group of people who are now mentoring people who think they would like to have a loan but really aren't sure or have never filled out any kind of a loan application before. So we're helping them in putting together a business plan, what they see for the next year in their future for finance, a lot of things that may not come naturally to a farmer because they'd rather be out there digging in the dirt. So we're here to support them as much as we can financially.
Do you have an interest rate? Or is it
No, zero. Zero. Yes, we do. It's zero. Yeah, no interest. We're very happy to give out this money. I mean, that's why the community members are investing anywhere from $100 to $5,000. We just had a $7,500 loan, or excuse me, member to put in the loan fund. They want this money to be out in the community. So we're not charging for it. We just want it back because what happens is that when that money comes back in the loan payments, it goes back into what we call revolving loan fund and it goes out to another farmer. So once that person invests, and Liza is one of our original founding members, thank you, this money keeps working and working, gets paid back, goes out to another farmer or rancher, gets paid back. So the loan fund is growing incrementally. And then also one other bonus, when Family Foundation up in the Fort Collins area heard about soil getting started 3 years ago, they contacted me and offered a grant that they've extended for another year, that they match every contribution by 50%. So that's one of the reasons we've been able to loan out $42,000 so far. And Tyler, who's here, Alpine Valley Mushrooms, he's one of our most recent loan awardees. So thank you so much, and please spread the word. Thank you.
I just have a quick thing. Is the owner of these two Australian Shepherds in here by chance? No? No own two Australian Shepherds right now? All right, cool. Thank you. Good.
Anyone else have an update? Anybody want to talk about their projects? We've all talked about all projects. Okay, well, you want to say anything?
Think of something.
Noah? Ginny?
Get in there and talk about the.
We got lots of time.
Talk about the studio.
That thing you like to do, you know?
Yeah, I think, the same thing.
Yeah, I'm Noah Bain, and acting director of Crestone Artist, CrestoneArtist.com. We are a group of approximately 30 current and, in some cases, former residents, but mostly current residents of the Crestone area, artists in all media, and we encourage more members. Just $25 a year to be a member, and to have a page on our website, CrestoneArtist.com. Our main activity for the year is a open studio tour where it looks like we're just getting our 2023 tour organized. It looks like it'll be about 20 or maybe one or two more artists, more or less. Dates are October 7th and 8th. Put that on your calendar. And CrestoneArtist.com is our website. And that probably covers that. I should mention, because there's nobody here, as long as we're talking about Crestone and SLV area cultural events, that the Crestone Poetry Festival will be happening also in mid-October. The dates are, let's see, we're the 7th and 8th, so 14th, 21st, 20th to 22nd, also in Crestone. So you got your October filled.
All right, thank you. I'll say something.
No, we all, right, love community, so if this is a community update, there's got to be something to share. But I want to give a big shout out for the Mountain Valley School Community Garden, because the San Luis Valley Local Foods Coalition and Live Well before that, and many community members came together to build that garden, and it's got an amazing grow dome from the growing spaces in Poncha Springs, and Rosie has been working to bring that back to life after the last community garden coordinator left. And she's been doing it out of the goodness of her heart with no funds. And it looks like there's community coming around that, and so thankful for the Seed Exchange donating. So there's donation jars all around, but the idea is to really weave that into the school curriculum like we've done in years past, and the kids come out and they use it like an open, biology, mathematics. I mean, one year all the kids took the pumpkins, that we grew from the biggest all the way to the smallest, measured their circumference, figured out radius. They've done all kinds of biology lessons, and so it's just been a really wonderful laboratory for Mountain Valley School. And in the summertime there was summer garden camp, so I think Rosie's looking to bring all that back. And then just putting on my brand new county commissioner hat, there is, nuisance ordinance, building code in our future. And to get informed and to get involved, there's a whole group, I don't know if you mentioned this, but there's a whole group, I think April 13th at the Cloud Station, they're going to gather and talk again. There's two trainings, which Nick asked me about this. What's Xcel doing running our show? But they actually, Xcel Energy has some kind of renewable energy arm, and they hired this woman, I think her name is Holly Medina? Holly, I think that's it. Anyway, and she has been kind of a consultant for all the counties of the San Luis Valley to think about building codes. And what it is that the state of Colorado, as well as many other states, are implementing energy codes to be, to respond to climate change, to build more energy efficient. And they've been around for years, but this is, we could, in a county like Saguache County, where we have no building codes, we could do nothing and be okay until they're mandated, which could be that in 2026 we then have to implement the highest level of energy codes, which means being, solar ready, being electric vehicle ready, being a lot of things that are really expensive for folks. The big challenge too is that everything with building codes is going to need to be engineered, which we haven't had that before, and that's a huge cost to builder owners, owner builders, et cetera. So there's a movement in San Luis Valley to go ahead and embrace the 2018 energy codes before this deadline of June 30th. and have a lower level code that we can work with instead of this new one that's coming forward. So anyway, Xcel Energy is having 2 trainings, one on April 10th from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m., and then again from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. in Alamosa, and a second session in Del Norte on April 12th, those same times. Those are open to the public and free. Great place to come and ask questions about what the ramifications, the unintended consequences, the allowances for alternative building will be, if that should be something we have to live with in Saguache County. Yeah, please.
I just want to mention that. Now it's on? Okay. The Crestone Energy Exchange is hosting the videos from that interface at the cloud on our YouTube channel. So
beautiful.
Yes, so if you Google Crestone Energy Exchange, you'll see those conversations on that channel. You can catch yourself up with what's going on. So.
Awesome. Yeah, and the whole idea is to do green building, right? Well, I feel like our community might be way ahead of the game if you ever have attended a Crestone home tour during the Energy Fair. So maybe we can make codes that make sense for our community if we do that at all. Thank you.
I'm going to piggyback on that because I was at that meeting a couple nights ago, and what we're really kind of looking for as a community is if we're probably going to adopt the 2018 Universal Building Codes, and we can craft some amendments to that make sense for our community and for the custom homes, alternative homes, high energy efficient homes that are being built in Crestone and around the valley. We really want to keep that part of our ability through the codes. And what it's going to take is us really doing the legwork, doing the research, and writing the code to offer to land use to include in that. So this is an opportunity for us to really, be proactive and help out the county because they are, doing the best they can. And we care more about that than, they just don't have the capacity. So anyway, tell Nick, give Nick your email address. Does anybody else want to come up and say anything? You want to talk about the garden? Come on.
Kind of shy. My name is Ginny Ducal, and I live in Crestone. And I started with the search conference, the resiliency conferences in 2017, and I joined the food coalition, the food team. Decided that I wanted to build food production systems in Crestone so that we could supply our community with food, free food. And so I started doing that. We built one small garden, the Crestone Community Garden, and we've been working it for 3 years. And I have something like 50 people that want to volunteer for it. So it is definitely going to grow and be productive. We also have a small greenhouse that we're growing all our seedlings in right now, so we will have a Crestone Garden Festival in May, which is either the first or the last week, I'm not sure, weekend, which one it'll be, but there we sell or share things with people so that residents can come in and sell any extra produce they have, or they could share it with people, house plants or tools or whatever they have. We also have soil, compost, straw, and mulch that's available, and seedlings. We'll have seedlings, which is why I'm thinking it should be at the end of the month so that the seedlings are big enough. We're still, because they're so tiny now. But we do supply the food to the food bank. So the local food bank gets a lot of the food that we grow. And it was right around the corner. Now it's going to be moved. It was right around the corner. So we would take this this big cart and just fill it with all the food that we had and roll it up, and we'd get this standing ovation from everybody. And I thought, oh my God, this is really exciting. And then the food would go with the first 20 people, But I think that I'm so excited to see that it's growing in every way. Food production, community consciousness, food cooperatives, it's all growing. And I think that we'll have what we need in terms of energy, food, and support. So I'm really excited about that. The thing that we would like to have is one large greenhouse. Because I kind of feel that the weather's getting colder and colder, and winter food growing is going to be very important. So if that's possible, if anybody has a large greenhouse they would like to donate to the Crestone Community Garden, we gratefully accept it.
Does it have to be at this property you have, or can it be on their property?
Well, it's best if it's close to town, because in order to have all the food exchanging and sharing of time and energy, it's probably better to be in Crestone area. So we're in Crestone proper, and right now things seem to be developing, but let's talk. All right, thank you. All right. Thank you.
Anybody else?
I can have a second round. Yeah, okay. I'm putting on another hat, and this is really having to do with completing the cycle, because this hat is as a volunteer with the Crestone End of Life Project. And those of you who know anything about it, the only non-denominational open-air cremation site in the country. And we also have now a natural burial ground, too, for those people who prefer that kind of disposition. And it's open to any resident of Saguache County, just limited to Saguache County. But we want to know it's not just for Crestone people, but if you're in Saguache County, it's a little more difficult. But prepare now when you're healthy and strong, and to have your physical form be part of a complete cycle. You can register. You can get to the registration forms online, CrestoneEndofLifeProject.org. There's contact information if you're interested in volunteering with us, and that's not limited to county residents. Anybody, can be a volunteer. Sign up for the mailing list on the website. We have open meetings second Wednesday of each month on Zoom and in person. Anybody can attend. So CrestoneEnergyProject.org.
Wait, Energy Project? No.
Oh, no, Crestone, yeah, that's the other one. Crestone, yeah. Crestone End of Life Project.org.
No more.
Neighbors burning neighbors. That's how you call it.
Neighbors burning neighbors is what just came out of the audience. Well, I'm going to put on my other hat, not the LFC hat and not the Seed Exchange hat, but as a community member, I'm working with a handful of people around the community, and this was sort of something that came out of the community listening sessions I was doing, is that, and it came out of the Crestone Food Bank losing its location for a few months. A lot of people gathered and wanted to solve the problem of the food pantry having a location. May from the KV, she's a KV HOA president, stepped up and was like, hey, we have space, we have storage, what do you need, how can we help? And it just created everyone coming together through Crestone, Moffett, Saguache, Villa Grove, and the KV, which is, not in a town. It's just sort of floats. But we've been working since December. We've been meeting monthly, and there's going to be a presentation tomorrow. I'm doing a presentation on what we've been doing tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Right here, I have a presentation. But anyway, I just wanted to plug that because it's really amazing the things the community is doing around food and working together. And part of the impetus of what we're really trying to do as this grassroots collective that's coming together is, instead of the Crestone Food Pantry vying for funds and KV getting grants and this other program getting grants, we're trying to all come together and spell out what our needs are and go for money, funding together as a group that is going to continue to work together in the future, because we already are working together, and we don't want to be competing for funds or competing for volunteers. So anyway, we'll talk more about that tomorrow at 1 o'clock if you want to come back for that.
Okay, I'm going to take the hand off and take my other hat off. Moffett chapter of the Food Access Coalition met yesterday, and we're getting very well organized. We're going to start a farmers market in Moffett, just to the north of the Dollar General, right off the highway, and that's hopefully where we'll be putting in the Moffett Mercado, which will be our community resource building from this big grant, where we'll have vendor stalls, we'll have a community kitchen and commissary, so you can, people can come and rent the space and do Taco Tuesdays or pizza on Fridays. You can be a restaurateur without having to own anything. Just come and do your specialty that one night and sell it. There will be storage, dry storage, cold storage, frozen, freezer lockers, meeting space, office spaces, office center with equipment, hardwired Wi-Fi, maybe possibly some maker spaces where people can rent a shop and create things. So that's what we're hoping, part of it, we're hoping to do in Moffett. Thanks.
Anybody else? Got anything to share? Come on, Nora. Just make something.
I'm looking for a few grown hens to buy. And I'll leave my phone number, 719-580-3547, in case someone knows of any. And I roosters. No, and I've had roosters and raised baby chicks, so I know something about chickens, and the baby chicks take quite a while, like 8 months. So, and then you have to overwinter them in the winter, and that's a hassle. So, I want to find a few hens, and also I'm just, this is great, the seed exchange, but I'm questioning if just plant food is enough to sustain the community. So I'm just bringing up the topic of some animal foods like chickens are easy enough. And then I'd like to learn about goats. If somebody knows about them, and maybe I could help with something like that. Because I think to add to our plant foods, maybe some animal foods, and because chickens are fun and they provide eggs and manure, and so maybe we could expand to animal foods.
Where do you live? Leave your phone number and name on a sticky note at the back so we can get you. Okay.
Do you want to learn to milk goats? Okay, we'll talk.
Does anybody else have anything to share? Well, then let's share one more thing. Okay.
So one of the duties that I have in my new role is the liaison to the Swatch County Museum. And the museum is, I don't know if anybody saw the beautiful collection of cookbook recipes from many of the elders that have even passed on in our community. But they're doing a second edition of the Swatch County Cookbook. So if anybody has recipes that they would love to pass on and share, especially, food is medicine kind of recipes, because the cookbook maybe doesn't have a lot of those. You can send them to me, or I can give you the person that's collecting all those, at the Swatch County Museum. And Swatch is, known for its Memorial Day celebration. And so Saturdays, parades and booths, if you have, things that you like to sell, get in touch with the veterans for the Saturday event. And on Sunday, there'll be the grand opening of the museum and all kinds of fun activities around Pioneer, making butter, making things like that. And so come on over to Swatch on Memorial Day weekend.